Welcome back to Fussel's Arcade. We're starting part 2 of the control panel restore here. We've done a little work on it. You can see it looks a little different here than it did. We've done a little sanding. It's still got a little ways to go, but you know, we've got a good start on it here. Kind of give you an idea of where we're at. You know, the initial decal, you know, the control panel overlay, that kind of comes off in pieces, but generally they leave quite a bit of residue, and you can see, you know, it's sometimes that's the hardest part to get off. Underneath here, get that all cleaned up. We kind of just gave it a good hardcore once over. We took a little portable power sander there to some of our JB Weld, and that actually, you can get an idea of how that looks. But look how nice it looks up here on the top. You can see, and literally if you close your eyes and you start feeling across here like this, you cannot feel where those patches are, and that's what you're after. So when we put the control panel overlay on that, totally invisible, it's going to be really nice. So it's got a little bit more cosmetic work to do here, some more sanding, get it all nice and smooth. We'll put a coat of paint on it. You know, there's several ways to do this residue stuff. Here's one product right here that actually works kind of good. This is not the this is kind of the citrusy stuff. It's not the real super aggressive stuff that eats your fingerprints off. So this actually smells actually kind of, well, there it is. Yeah, this is the citrus power right there, it says. So it's a little bit more mild than some of the other stuff. Squirt it on there, let it sit for a little bit, and then we'll take a razor blade and we'll just, it comes off pretty easy cleanup. So that's where we're at right now. We're going to work on a little bit, and we'll check back with you here in a minute and keep going on it. It's going to be awesome. So, you know, after we let that stuff sit for a minute or two, you can see it comes off pretty easy. No big deal. Not too big of a mess. Might have to go through this a couple of times to get everything, but you know. There you go. See? Pretty straightforward. A few stubborn spots. Might have to reapply a little bit. All right. Pretty sweet. Okay, we're working on this control panel, people, and it's coming along here. We're doing a little planning right now. We're talking about the CPO, which is, if you don't know, when I started watching arcade videos, I didn't know what a CPO was. So if you don't know, don't feel bad. It's a control panel overlay. Yeah. All kinds of acronyms in the arcade world. It's kind of like the military. Anyway, but you know, we've got a consideration here, because that is not the actual control panel overlay for the Twin Cobra. Is for a kind of a different style control panel that has a bigger frontal area that shows, you know, where it says Twin Cobra. That's actually supposed to be on the front. Anyway, I'll show you that here in a second. But here's an option right here that actually looks real similar, the artwork on it and the colors and all that. It's just a generic, and we can have this thing printed any size we want. And I think this is probably the way to go. So we're considering that. I'll show you the actual Twin Cobra one here. Check this out. Yep, see, here's the actual one for the Twin Cobra. Now see the top part, the artwork? It's almost, I mean, it's the same color, it's the same theme, okay? But this part where it says Twin Cobra is made to be down on the front of the panel. So like a Pac-Man or something that has a large frontal area on the control panel, that's what this is made for. So if we went with this on the control panel that we have, which is a Pango control panel, it's really not going to work. And I mean, it's not going to work really right. What they did before is they just used the bottom portion of it. It said Twin Cobra, and they just, cut the top portion of it off and stuck the bottom portion on it. Which, that's an option too. But, we're going to cut a bunch of holes in it, and I don't know. I think we might be better off to go with option A that we were looking at there first. Yeah. So that's kind of what we're doing here. If you're interested, this is a gameongraphics.com right here. You can get a lot of arcade related stuff here, side art, control panel overlays, marquees, all that kind of stuff. Do all kinds of stuff here. So it's a good place to check out. And there's a bunch of others too, but this is just one of them. So there you go. All right, we're continuing along here, part 2. Working on this control panel, Twin Cobra. I want it to be as awesome as we can possibly make it. It's coming along. Now, here's one of the things with the control panel. And there's a lot of different ways to do this. Even I've actually even seen people make a fire and put the control panel in the fire, literally, and burn all the residue off of it. Yeah, I don't know if I've got the guts to do that, but we're working on it, and it's coming along real nice. You can see it's real smooth, and we're getting all the pits out of it. We're getting all the residue from the original overlay off of it, and we still got a little ways to go. You can see where our patchwork is here. It's looking really nice. It's very smooth, and it's just coming along. So we're probably going to go in here with a little bit of filler, and you can see there's some damage there, and we're probably going to fill that in with some putty and some like auto body type of putty. And we probably should fill in some of these holes here too. The overlay would really cover that up, but it's no big deal. We might fill them in. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. There's just literally just a handful of them. We might do that. But it's it's coming along here. It's gonna be awesome. Okay, pretty sweet. All right, continuing on here, part 2 is almost done with part 2. We're gonna move on to part 3 and some more exciting stuff. But this is important. This is, if you don't have a nice, good, clean, smooth surface to start with, then it's just not going to be right, and it's going to bug you for the rest of your life when you play your Twin Cobra game. It just will. So you do it right. So we filled in that little dented spot there with some JB Weld. Now we could have used like auto body putty and stuff, and this is just stronger, and it's, I did the same thing. You see the tape here, okay? Same thing on these little holes, okay, that we're not going to use, so they're all going to be filled up too. So I had a batch mixed up, so we just used JB Weld on the whole thing. We'll let it all set up nice. We're going to set it right there, just like that, and we're going to let it ride overnight, and we'll sand it and it'll be ready for a final prep and some paint. Control panel overlay, new buttons, new joysticks. We will build a wiring harness from scratch for it, which is actually a lot of fun, and we'll do that together. I'm looking forward to that. It's one of my favorite things to do. I don't really like working on these cabinets that much. It's very time consuming, it's very tedious, and I don't have a lot of patience. I just like it to work, but anyway, but it's kind of one of those things that you have to do. But I sure do like wiring up the control panels and the harnesses and all that. That's actually a lot of fun, getting all that stuff together and making all the connectors and doing all that. And we're going to do all that too, so it'll be super cool. So there it is. This is probably going to be it for part 2. And maybe one more. We'll do one more in the part 2, and then we're going to fire the part 2 off. And then part 3 is going to be the control panel overlay and the hardware. It's going to be awesome. Thanks for coming along. 24 hours later, we're ready to peel off the tape. Oh yes, look at that. Takes some time, but the results end up being real nice. Nice and smooth. We'll hit it with a little sandpaper. Make it super deluxe. Like it. Super deluxe. Premium grade. Well, see, there you go. On the back side, not going anywhere. None of that makes any difference. And there it is. So that's our results. We'll hit it with a little sanding, and then we will we'll paint it. Get ready for some control panel action. Super deluxe. Later on. Okay, literally 5 minutes of sanding in this spot down here where the little damage was. Nice and smooth. It's going to cover up really nicely. And you can see the rest of it here. Ready to go, people. All of our extra holes are filled up and ready for some paint. So there it is. We're going to slap some paint on her and we'll get it ready for the control panel overlay. Maximum awesomeness.